It's that time to talk about Twinsburg. It is summer, it is June, and Kathy Prokop is here to talk to a very busy audience about a very busy city, because summer months mean a lot more activity, which
Lots
is
of things going on.
Exactly.
Yes.
But one of the things I want to start out with is everyone's kind of familiar with the fact that there's a possibility of one roundabout in the city. The council now will make a decision whether or not there's going to be a second one. So can we talk about that real quick?
This is a State Route 91 project, and as you just mentioned, Phase 1 has been approved. That's the improvement from Post Road all the way to Glenwood Drive.
Okay.
And at Glenwood Drive and State Route 91, Council did approve a roundabout. ODOT is the managing partner for this project, so now ODOT is also proposing a second roundabout, which would be on State Route 91 at Ethan's Drive, which is the entranceway to both Meadowwood and Ethan's development.
Okay.
So that is their recommendation based basically on safety. And Council will be making a decision if we should go forward with the project with that roundabout.
And when you say that, when? Is it on the docket
yet? It is on the docket right now.
So it's had a reading yet?
This is strictly by motion.
Okay.
We're asking Council to make a motion to continue with the studies, but the studies are definitely leaning in favor of a roundabout at that location also.
Okay. I want to get an update on the Twinsburg Square and the comprehensive plan, and then there's the Charter Review Commission, I believe, has come up with 7 possible ballot items.
That's correct, yes. Okay, well, comprehensive plan, we've been talking about this for a while, and it is now in almost a final form to be presented to Council. Council will be reviewing the entire comprehensive plan, seeing if they agree with the recommendations, and as you know, and as you just said, it's really focusing on Twinsburg Square this time. It's the one area of the city that we need to upgrade, and we really need some improvements there. So they will be reviewing it, and then if they have further recommendations, they will make those recommendations to be incorporated into the comprehensive plan. Either that or it'll be ready to go the way it's written now. So that is one project. It's a big project. Every 5 years we do that. The other one is the Charter Review Commission. Again, we meet every 5 years. They have 7, in fact, it may even be 8 recommendations to put before City Council. They will be presenting those to Council at the next Council meeting, and then Council can either forward them to the ballot or reject them. And they're all great recommendations. A lot of it is just housekeeping. For instance, under powers of the mayor, I'm always referred to as the safety director throughout the rest of the charter and in our city ordinances, but it's not clear under powers of the mayor, so they've put in language that really clarifies that the mayor is the safety director.
So it's like a check and balances on all the different kinds of ways. For example, you are the safety director.
Right.
Let's make sure it's in every one.
So they want it to be very clear.
Okay. It's
never been clear what the starting date is for a term of council, so their recommendation is to make it December 1st. So if it's adopted forever forward, it will be December 1st, rather than it used to be the first council meeting in December. Well, council can change the council meeting, so it's not very clear. So a lot of it is clarification. They may bring back, if council wants to, removing the primary for the office of mayor. So there are a lot of things, a lot of important things that will be presented to Council.
But up to 7 at the most, probably.
Up to maybe 8.
Okay.
And again, depending on what Council does, you probably will see those on the November ballot.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the square and the work on the outskirts of hopefully working on that. But the actual square, you have to admit, this past week I was with you for the Memorial Day celebration down there. Well, not celebration, but remembrance, that sort of thing. Another great job by the VFW and Joe Jasny and the township people, because the square looked great.
The square is beautiful. They have been doing an amazing job. We missed some of the shade from some of the old pines, but they needed to go down, because if they didn't take them down, they were going to go down on their own, and that would not be good. But anyway, the square looks awesome, beautiful flowers. The VFW placed all the flags. Joe Jasny gave me the number. It was like 548 flags or something. They really put a lot into that event.
You know what? In his ceremony, 59 minutes, perfect for our news. So I had an hour to work with, and I said, Joe, 59, perfect. So, but it was. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves, and a nice turnout, too, including a 99-year-old man was there.
It was very, very moving, especially to see George Richner and Don Bissell place the wreath at the World War II.
Their 90s,
oh, my gosh, yes. It was beautiful, just a
Good
beautiful
job.
ceremony.
Nice job to everyone involved with that. Summer also means Rock the Park begins, and I know you had a recent kickoff at Panini's, which is one of our football sponsors, so I'll mention them again. Nice turnout for that, and some great bands again coming this year.
Right. At Panini's, they had the kickoff, as you said, Spasmatics. They were the band that played there, and we had lots of games and prizes, lots of fun. It was a beautiful evening, a little chilly, but it nevertheless didn't stop the party. So we're just warming everybody up to get their tickets and get in line for the summer concert series, which starts in June. Stone Pony and Brother Trouble
Will be in the first 2
yes,
for the month.
and Cleveland Pop's coming back.
And that's huge, too.
That's a big one. Our families, because a lot of them don't get a chance to see the Cleveland Orchestra, and this will be a chance to do that.
Bad news, and I read this and was bummed out when I read it. You had, or not cages, but you had fencing put up in front of the caves to protect the bats and that sort of thing. Yet they are quickly disappearing. The number in the paper, if this is correct, they've gone from 10,000 down to 1. So that white face or white nose disease is really...
That white nose syndrome is wiping out millions of bats across the country. And as you said, from 10,000 down to 1,000 in Liberty Park, which is a bat hibernacular. So we are really sad to hear that. The bats do an incredible job of keeping down the insect population. So if you're noticing more bugs and mosquitoes this year, that's probably a big part of it.
That was amazing. How many they eat in one night? It's amazing.
Their weight.
Yeah.
And so it's very sad. The white nose syndrome is still spreading, so we hope we don't lose our entire bat population. That could be awful.
I would say, is this like the ash borer? I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do.
There is not a lot. I don't know what the controls would be other than what we've already done, putting up the bat gates so that people don't get in and spread it on their clothing. But the bats themselves obviously still spread it.
Okay. Talk to me about, we mentioned this last month, the fact that the pool was opening up to outside areas besides strictly just Twinsburg. And I guess I'm asking, in the time that we discussed this last month, are you getting a decent turnout of residents from Reminderville, Twinsburg Township? What's the numbers look like so far?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers because people are still signing up. I believe like in another week or two we'll have a better estimate of what that'll be for the summer. But I just really hope everybody gets out to see the pool. It looks like a brand new pool.
Yeah, tell me some of the things you've had done.
We have a new water feature. That old mushroom that was very outdated has been removed, and we have a new, it looks like a palm tree and buckets of water coming down. The slide has been repainted. The pool has been repainted. We have wonderful shade structures. It is really, it's gorgeous. And I'd like to thank Brandon Burns. That was his project this year, and he did a great job with it.
And the organized food deal this year.
The concessions. The concession stand is back, so it's a nice thing. And also, if your kids are going to day camp, you can actually order their meal so that they don't come down to the concession stand and buy 5 packs Jolly Ranchers and 2 packs of potato chips. You order the meal, and they'll eat what you
So in other words, if you do have a nice influx of new people from outside the area, this is the year to come because everything's going to be updated and cleaned up.
Looking brand new. We're very proud of it.
Good for you. Tell me about, this is interesting for all you golfers out there. You're going to have a new phone app for Gleneagles Golf Course. What does that involve? And I know you don't have your phone to show.
I don't, but if you have a smartphone, you can download the new Gleneagles app, and you can check on course conditions, on tee times, on outings. It's always with you then. It's available easily in your pocket if you decide all of a sudden you want to go out there, and you can make a call and see what's open and do it online.
Are they taking golf outings now, as far as reservations, that sort of thing?
Yeah, the reservations for 2014 season are pretty well filled up. There's probably some openings left, but those start filling up even like the fall before the season, just when we close down, and definitely from January on. That's our busy season for signing up the outings, which we have a couple coming up. Chamber of Commerce is in June. Okay.
Here's an important one. I don't know if it's being held there, but I got it in the mail myself. The McTarian Golf Outing, the 6th annual for Josh McTarian. If people are interested, they should contact the Twinsburg Police Association. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's another one that's really, unfortunately, that we have to have this, but it's grown in stature also.
It has grown, and it's for a very good cause. It's for the Josh McTarian Scholarship Fund. So,
which is 2 $2,500 scholarships, one for Twinsburg and one for Talmadge, because that's where he was from.
Yes.
Okay.
So we really encourage you to come out, support the officers, and support the scholarships. It's a great, great cause, and we're very proud of that outing. Thank you to the TPA for running that every year.
Right. This is exciting, and if you're a small group that doesn't have a lot of money as far as finding a meeting place, the city had purchased the old Twinsburg Township City Hall from a while back, and I'm assuming there was some kind of restoration done on the inside. But you can rent this out now, correct? Tell us about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, the township really, it was a very, very nice building when we bought it. I mean, other than a few little adjustments, it's ready to go. The youth theater is located in that building. They're using the high bay side. They're able to do their sets, construct sets, store them. And now we have a space that we can rent out for our local organizations, and it seats 40 people. So if you have a group 40 or less looking for a space on a regular basis, especially for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, homeowners associations, we have a great spot now. Lots of parking.
And just call the city, or what do you do?
Call the city, make your reservation. Of course, you have to make sure it's available, make your reservation, and we'll give you the key so that you can let yourself in and out, so it's very convenient.
Okay. Tell me about this Parade of Flags program you have going on.
If you
drive down McTarrion Boulevard or
McTarrion Parkway,
okay.
Yeah, if you got down there over the Memorial Day weekend, it is just beautiful. There's hundreds of flags out there. We have an organization, and you can go online to Parade of Flags Twinsburg to sign up if you're interested. But what it is you pay $30, and a group of volunteers, including some of our Boy Scouts, they will come and put a sleeve in your property, in your tree lawn or on your lawn, and for 5 holidays they'll bring back a flag, and they'll put the flag in. A few days after the holiday they'll take the flag out. They'll be stored, and they'll come back and erect them for all of these 5 holidays. The 5 holidays, in fact, are, let me look here, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Patriots Day, and Veterans Day. So we're hoping that we'll get the entire city blanketed with flags for these holidays, and we'll show our patriotism and our spirit.
And you don't have to store it, because they do it.
Don't have to store it. You don't have to put it in or take it down, and it's great.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break here in just a second, go down for meetings, and then we're going to have an exciting special guest following. But before we do that, I want to mention this is my 450th Mayor's Report, but the key here is Kathy and I have done it since day one together. This is our 150th together.
150th.
If you divide 12 in a year, you can figure out the math. It's been a long time, but I just want to thank you for being able to come over once a month for umpteen years to do this, because it really does get the word out.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate it, because it's a great community service. A lot of my residents, this is where they get their information or just find out news about the city, so I do appreciate it.
Okay, well, tell us who we're going to bring back, because this is going to be exciting.
We are going to bring our new fire chief, Chief Tim Morgan.
Okay.
And I'm very excited.
All right. Well, let's go down and look at the meetings, and then Tim will join us and talk about his next career as being the chief of Twinsburg's fire department. So stay with us. Back with Kathy and our special guest, Chief Tim Morgan from the fire department. First off, I know you're not new here. Congratulations on this new job for you, though, and tell us a little bit about yourself to start things out.
Well, thank you. I have been in the city working for the fire department for almost 24 years now. So I started as a part-timer when I first moved into the city, and was fortunate to get hired full-time in '92. In October of '92, and have progressed up through the ranks, serving as lieutenant and then captain, and finally become the chief 3 months ago, the 26th. 4 months ago, the 26th.
Let me run over to Kathy. Is this the way you like to see things go? I mean, you were on council before you were mayor, that sort of thing, so you kind of been here the whole time he's been here.
Right.
The progression of part-time fire, that's where you start, and is this great to watch someone go from the very beginning, bottom of the ladder, so to speak, to the position of chief?
Really, it is so amazing. I mean, that's what any organization wants to see. We want to see people be developed, their careers developed. We invest in them, they invest in us, And I love seeing anybody in our city progress through the ranks or through positions and work their way through. And it's all on them. I mean, somebody like Chief Morgan has put in the time, the education, taken extra classes. If you're willing to do those kinds of things, you can make a difference in your career.
Right.
And he has done that. And it's such a great morale booster for our
what everyone else sees.
For everyone else to see what you can do and where you can progress to.
You know, Tim, on the flip side, though, as she said about the education, boy, things have definitely a lot different than they were 24 years ago, equipment-wise, and just these fire engines that are like $500,000 engines, that sort of thing. How big has that progression been from when you first started? Is it mind-boggling when you think back now what it was like?
I think to comprehend the change and go through the classes now that I've been able to take and attend over time, yeah, it really is mind-boggling to think how much things have changed, and the technology is just continuing to evolve, and like you mentioned, it's expensive, unfortunately,
right.
but it is the part of doing business in the
But the
fire and
community's
EMS.
always been very supportive
Absolutely.
of supporting that.
We have a strong organization, and that's been part of the pleasure of becoming the chief. Is I haven't had to fix problems. It's just a matter of taking over where Chief Racine left off and just continue to maintain what we're already doing and try to obviously enhance that as we move forward.
You know, I also think it's so important. I know that our local health institutions really appreciate what our paramedics are able to do to prepare the patient before they get to the hospital.
Because they've had that training.
And what the paramedics can do as far as administering drugs and stabilizing patients has really, really come a long way, too.
Yeah. We just, in the past couple of weeks, have been able to really take advantage of some new technology. Life Pack 15s, which were capital improvements that we were able to purchase in late February, I believe.
And what do they do?
They're heart monitors,
okay.
And they've grown to include blood pressure monitoring devices, oxygen monitoring devices, but the technology has improved so much that the machine itself changes and alerts the paramedics. And we've had two recent examples where the machine notified the paramedic through the alarming system, and they were able to change the procedures, the protocols they were following to adequately take care of the victim and the patient.
Right.
And they had good outcomes.
What is the feeling on your part now? In the old days, I'm talking 30, 40 years ago, people would get rushed to Brentwood or Sagamore as far as an emergency center. The inclusion of university hospitals and the Cleveland Clinic in Twinsburg now and all the other medical type facilities that have moved there, what does that do for your department as far as the relationship you have with them and getting people faster treatment, because those places are here now?
Well, it's been great for us. The dynamics of our responses have changed dramatically, because just a few short years ago, we transported every patient out of town, which was a prolonged out-of-service time, and it took a while for the patient to be delivered to the hospital, equipment swapped out, and then the ambulance to get back into the city. Now there's almost no downtime, turnaround time, because the vast majority of our patients are being transported within the city.
Let me go back to staffing real quick. What kind of luxury is it that they chose you, in the fact that you've gone through the ranks and are familiar with all the people involved, whether it be officers or firemen, that you don't have that getting up to speed problem because you've already been there, and everyone kind of knows what your philosophy is and your demeanor and that sort of thing. Yeah. Have you been able to step into his shoes, Racine's I'm talking about, and really go without missing a beat right now? Are you going to change much, do you think, or no?
First of all, there were 5 captains that were participants in the promotional process, all very capable individuals. I was fortunate enough to be selected, but we have had a very good relationship working together over the years. Chief Racine did a great job of keeping us involved in the operation of the department. working the budget. We each had our own segment of the budget that we were responsible for, so having that awareness was really helpful. I'm beginning to learn more now what he did, kind of behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis, and I'm trying to maintain that as best I can. But it's been very. It would have been easy, I believe, for anyone just to step into that position because of the education we've had through him over the course of years.
To you. The fact that these people have all been involved with the budgetary portion of this, and they bring their recommendations to you and the council, you've got to love the fact that they've done their homework. They're not trying to pull, the wool over your eyes. The fact that they are experts in knowing what it is, so it isn't just dollars and cents coming to you being requested. You know that this is the stuff they need.
Oh, absolutely. Now, besides the finance department, I have to say that Fire is probably the most meticulous about their budget. They really watch every line item. They know exactly what they're going to purchase, have a 5-year capital laid out. They're really, really good about itemizing everything. We know where our dollars and cents are going. Try to figure out, as best you can, the overtime. It's a very impressive department. I think the biggest learning curve for anybody who takes an administrative role in fire or police or any of our departments is the legislative process. I think you didn't realize, and people don't realize, how much everything has to come back to the legislators, to our council, to the administration. And so sometimes things take a long time to get done. There's a long pathway.
And you see that it does,